Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the graduating ceremony for the Camden Hills Regional High School class of 2017. We really have been through a great full week this week, our graduation week. For those that don't know, it all began on Monday, where our senior class marched down Main Street in downtown Camden, escorted by the police and a bagpiper. It's just, as a new to town, I will tell you, that was a very cool event. And of course, and then on Tuesday, we had our senior banquet. On Wednesday, our senior picnic, and we actually had great weather. Thursday, last night, our award ceremony, and tonight, graduation. So as our graduates begin their journey beyond Camden Hills Regional High School years, it's good to look back over their years and see what it's all about. And traditionally, the role of schools has been to help create people who will be productive members of our communities and successful wage earners really for the next 50 years. That's a pretty big challenge, especially given the pace of change and new information in the world today. It's really impossible to know what the world will be like 50 years from now for our graduates. There are members of the Camden Hills Regional High School graduating class on stage tonight behind me that 4 years from now will be doing something for a living that currently does not exist. It's a pretty amazing thing to think about. And so how do we prepare them for that? Graduates, please understand, as great a school as Camden Hills Regional High School is, you're not leaving Camden Hills Regional High School with all the knowledge you will need for the rest of your life. But hopefully, we've helped prepare and develop your ability to learn, acquire new knowledge as it arises. It's knowing how to learn as life requires it that will matter most in your future. You'll need to be able to think logically, to solve problems, to know how to tackle things you're unfamiliar with, to overcome obstacles, and to think creatively. Graduates, along this pathway, you will hopefully find your calling in life, that thing that you find that you were just meant to do. I'm going to give you 3 things to consider. Every human being is bestowed with gifts and talents that are specific and unique to them. Figure it out. What are those gifts that you possess? What are your true talents? Also, in school, we try and expose students to a variety of experiences in the hopes that they can find something to pursue that they're passionate about. Discover your passions. And lastly, along with our gifts and our passions, we're all guided by our values. Learn what your true values are. So the formula to finding your calling in life is to add together your gifts and your passions and to be guided by your values. If you can do that, there's great happiness and fulfillment in life. We can find a way to unite those three things, our calling in life. As you look to the future, it's certainly my hope that you will all be able to find that thing in life you were meant to do. I'm going to change gears here a little bit, but it became a tradition, I think 3 or 4 years ago, that after or during our senior breakfast that we had today, there's a bunch of sticky notes, and we have parents fill out last parting notes to their children, their graduates, and post them on their photographs out by the office. I'm going to read some of these for you. One is simply, "Yessa." And it says XOXO. Another one says, "You're at school to study, not to ski, not to fish, to study. Good luck. We love you, Mom and Dad." "Wishing a life full of love, happiness, and success. So proud of the incredible young man that you've become. My nice guy. Love, Mom." "Apparently, dropping you on your head when you were younger worked out. I'm so proud of you. Love, Dad." "Listen and be guided by God's voice. You'll be fulfilled and kind to all, compassionate, and always make family first. I'll be with you, and I'm so proud of you. Clean your room, Mom." Maria, you'll like this one. "You're right. The middle matters. Signs are all about you around town. Keep doing you. You do it well. XO, Mom." This is the start of a new chapter in your story. Embrace the new experience. Remember to be humble, kind, thoughtful in everything you do. I love you, Mom. "Why fit in when you were born to stand out?" From Dr. Seuss. "You are my hero. You are strong. You're a fighter. You're a survivor. I love you." "I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Happy grad, my girl. Thanks for the ride. Even though I got seasick a few times, I wouldn't change a thing. So proud of you. Love, Mom. I'm so very proud of the man you've become. Embrace this next chapter of your life. Enjoy it. Take chances. Learn, grow, and have a blast. I love you, Mom. You is kind. You is smart. You is important. Love you, Mom." A few more. I'm so proud of you, my amazing girl. Love you forever. I'm the luckiest mom in the world. You go, girl. To be on time is 10 minutes early. Love, Daddy. Every step of the way has been driven by you and your determination to succeed. So very proud. You're ready and prepared. Fly. Love you. I've raised you to be capable and independent. Now I can't believe you're going to use it against me. Good luck in college. I love you, Mom. I'm so proud of you and all you've accomplished so far in your life. I'm so excited to see where the next adventure takes you, unfolding chapters of your life with someone you love, Mom. You light up the world with your beautiful smile, your intelligence, and your kindness. I'm so immensely proud of you and happy to be your mom. And lastly, this one's a little long. And it is, To all the staff, this is from a graduate, to all the staff that has helped me succeed, thank you for all your hard work and dedication to the class of 2017. It has not gone unnoticed. I would not have gotten to where I am without any of you. Your love for what you do is seen in classes, hallways, the cafe, and offices. I'm proud, but you all should be prouder because you are the reason 155 people are graduating today. To the teachers who wrote me recommendations, thank you. To the counseling office who helped me through the college process, thank you. To the kitchen staff that kept me healthy, thank you. To the librarians, thank you for your kind words every morning. To every teacher, thank you for the life lessons and knowledge. To the administration, thank you for greeting me at the door every day and talking about my school involvement. To parents, friends, families in the community, thank you for all the support given to me throughout my school career and beyond. I've noticed it all, so thank you. Anonymous. Lastly, at the beginning of the year, we discussed that this year at Camden Hills Regional High School would go as the senior class goes. Really, that the seniors are the leaders of the school. And the senior class did, in fact, set a tone for the school this year. And really, it was personally gratifying to me to see this class come together as one. And it was very clearly evident in our spring Spirit Week when the entire class dressed up as white to march in front of the other classes ready for competition. And they were unified. They were really, truly a role model for the juniors and the sophomores and freshmen as to how to come together as a class. Oh, by the way, they crushed it and they won. But truly, in seriousness, they set a high bar for next year's seniors as to how to lead the school. So for me, it's been a privilege to support the graduating class of 2017 in their classroom, on the stage, in their athletic competitions, and more importantly, as people. Congratulations, class of 2017. Thank you so much.
If I could eat one thing forever, it would be ice cream. If I could, I would eat hot fudge sundaes from Dorman's Dairy Dream until the day I die. Probably from a heart attack or an overdose of dairy. I've ordered the same thing every time I've been to Dorman's for the past 4 years. And the other day, as I sat eating my small chocolate chip ice cream hot fudge sundae, I realized that high school is just like one of these sundaes. The first bite is exciting, exhilarating even. That delicious combo of cold ice cream, warm hot fudge, and melt-in-your-mouth whipped cream is like the beginning of freshman year, full of new flavors, warm and cool, that are interesting and fun. And then you start to realize that this ice cream sundae is actually really, really big, almost as big and long as those winter months during sophomore year that are filled with days where Ms. Clemmer assigns a lab to be due on the same day as Mr. Feeney's US History DBQ, and, of course, Ms. Cody's Spanish room feels like an Arctic gale is blowing in through the windows. And then it gets worse. Because you're too deep for there to be any hot fudge, the whipped cream is all gone, and you've reached a patch of ice cream where there aren't any chocolate chips. This is junior year. It feels like it lasts forever, is full of nights that last until 3 a.m. doing impossible physics labs and struggling to keep your eyes open while reading the 10-pound history book from Ms. Daly's class. But you keep digging with that surprisingly durable white plastic spoon because you can see that you're getting close to that layer of hot fudge and chocolate chip-filled ice cream in the bottom of the bowl. And then you get there. The food version of senior year. It's sweet, so sweet, in fact, that you get a bit of a sugar high. But this is really helpful for getting through the first few months of post-grad planning and college application season. There's the occasional brain freeze here and there, more commonly known as senioritis. But for the most part, you've got this perfect combination of warm fudginess and soft, melty ice cream that you just eat and eat and eat without even realizing how wonderful it is until boom, your spoon makes that awful scraping sound on the bottom of your now empty styrofoam bowl. You don't know how it happened so fast, and you'd do anything to get just a bite of that sweetness back. That's where we're at right now. Whether we've realized it or not, accepted it or not, or are mentally far, far away from this place already, these robes and this ceremony are that horrible scrapey sound that make us want to go back to Kiev in 8th grade, where we lived off of smiley fries for 3 days in between jumping off of telephone poles and fitting far too many people far too close on tiny pieces of foam during a team building exercise. And to the day when Louis Larita forgot one, yes, just one of his shoes at home, and walked around school all day with only one shoe on. And to the days when we'd wake up to Facebook notifications from Matt Morse entitled Maddie in the Morning, detailing an intense worm race, or describing how much he loves the tiny umbrellas that go with smoothies. And, I quote, sometimes wishes a tiny rain cloud would hover above so he'd be ready. Or to the day when we walked into school and were greeted by Kara Roback and Kabian Gardner, dressed in incredible pirate costumes designed by Jade Densmore, with Aaron Dowd and Garrison Look across from them, handing out cubes of ham as Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog, who made it seem very easy to be green. Or to the day when you found out that 5 of your classmates have become certified nursing assistants while your closest feat to this is binge watching 2 seasons of Grey's Anatomy in a single weekend. I could eat ice cream forever. Could I eat the ice cream sundae of high school forever? Definitely not. But those first few exciting bites, these last few fudge and chocolate chunk-filled bites, and all those in between, with every single one of these people sitting behind me, have been unforgettable in every possible way. So thank you to Camden Hills Regional High School, and most of all, thank you to the class of 2017 for what we never realized until now were some of the best years of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. So, when presented with the task of speaking at graduation, I felt this nervous energy, the butterflies, and the pressure of speaking on such an important night. Being someone who is accustomed to speaking and performing in front of large crowds, it wasn't the size of the audience that was daunting to me, but rather what I would say. After some thought, I realized that this night, this event, is just as much about us, the class of 2017, as it is about all those who have led us to this moment. I stand here to honor and to thank everyone seated in front of me, everyone seated behind me, and even those who could not join us tonight. Listen close, for you may recognize yourself in my words. This is for our parents, or whomever raised us from the moment we let out our first cry to the days of teetering around, gurgling goo-goos and gagas as we tried to form language, to the mornings of putting us on the school bus, waving goodbye as we pressed our tiny hands to the window, to the frustrating evenings when we learned how to read, spelling out C-A-T and D-O-G and M-O-M and D-A-D. I can't do it. And yes, you can, honey. You can do anything you put your mind to. To the awkward days of middle school when conforming was the goal, when hormones went wild, when we were too cool to be taken care of. To the days of realizing we still need your help, your support, your unconditional love. To the days of picking us up when we fell down. To this moment. we thank you for making us feel loved, even when we felt lost. Maybe it doesn't seem like it now, but we will miss you when we are gone. This is for our sisters and our brothers and those who may as well be. We kept your secrets and you kept ours, each pinky promise assuring that our parents would never find out that we took that extra cookie. We forgave each other when bad days bred tempers like clenched fists. Yes, we fought the hardest, but we loved the most. We thank you for all the years of standing by our sides, and we want you to know that we will always stand by yours. This is for our families, our cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, those who are related to us not by blood, but by time and by love. You have been with us too, even when distance may have kept us apart. We felt your support through birthday cards, through phone calls wishing us well. Some of you may be here today, some of you may not. Wherever you are, we thank you for adding to the warmth in our lives. This is for our teachers, our coaches, our mentors, those who have inspired us to reach for the stars. You blessed us with your passion. You believed in us even when we did not believe in ourselves. You encouraged when we thought we could not. You celebrated when we knew we could. You have helped shape us into the young adults we are today, ready and armed with passion and skills and knowledge. We thank you for preparing us, for challenging us, even when we did not feel ready. This is for our friends, our significant others, those who know us inside and out. The sixth sense of friendship is like a long-distance radar. You know what we are feeling before we even do. You know the sound of our laughter, the warmth of our hugs, the twinkle in our eyes, and harder times your shoulders have felt the dampness of our tears. We thank you for the memories and for fulfilling that need for closeness we sometimes crave like air. This is for the empty chairs. You were grandparents. You were siblings. You were mothers and you were fathers. You were friends. You were classmates. We haven't forgotten you and we never will. When the days seem endless, when we reach that black hole of hopelessness, the memory of you guides us, reminds us how lucky we are to be here in this moment, in this life. We stand here in tribute of you and to let you know how much we miss you. And this is for those seated behind me. To me, our class is like a rainbow. So many differences, so many dimensions. That pot of gold is very different for each of us. In the end, though, we are all part of the same rainbow, the same community. In our 4 years, we have together felt butterflies on that first day of freshman year, felt the accomplishment of finishing our final exams, felt the ocean breeze coming up from Penobscot Bay powering our mighty windmill, felt the rumbling cheers at sports games, red and white face paint marking pride, spirit, felt the heavy heat of the Washington, D.C. sun, felt the triumph of winning our last Spirit Week, felt the bittersweet tang of this night. Yes, we are ready to leave the doors of Camden Hills, but are we ready to leave each other? We don't have to be. This is the beginning of the rest of our lives. While we will inevitably begin to branch out in new places and with new experiences, let us never forget our roots right here with each other. I want to close by thanking you, class of 2017, for being that rainbow, for being here tonight. Let us never forget this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. Imagine yourself running around the track just outside. Feel the soft give of the polyurethane beneath your feet. Feel the wind alternately pushing you forward and pushing you back, gathering momentum as it races across the baseball field. When I am on this track, and any other track, I feel the weight of the title Camden Hills more than I feel the wind. It is branded across my chest, overtly linking me to my teammates. I stand with my toe to the starting line, my heart pounding from excitement and a tacit pressure from my relay team waiting in the prickling grass. the gunfires, jolting my jumpy legs into a brisk start. I work to jockey into position as the feeling of my teammates' excited gaze gives me strength. As we settle into a swift pace, I begin to feel the cold fingers of exertion wrap around my gut, causing me to doubt my ability. The pain sets in, challenging my mental and physical fortitude. But this isn't just any race. This is the relay race. The baton that I carry holds a strength of its own, the power of unity. I round the corners, feeling my legs move faster than I thought I was capable. The cool metal in my hand reminds me of the shared power. My race is not over when I pass the baton. It extends across the field as I sprint to the other side, cheering for each member of the team until we cross the finish line. As soon as we're off the track, our arms weave about one another, holding each other up, pulling each other close, knowing that we are together. We are one team. Today, we have reached the finish line of a great relay race. The team that stands here is Camden Hills, class of 2017. We pushed one another. We supported one another. We ran with one another together as one team. It does matter how we finish as individuals, but it matters more how we finish as a team. So we study together before finals. We share notes. We ask for help from our peers, and we give it graciously, whether that was in the solace of our library or the precious 7 minutes of homeroom. We take care of one another, both inside and outside school, because we are each an equal part of this team. We are proud to march across the finish line today, together, because we are on one team, and the red and white stripes that define us tie us together into the fabric of this community. As we stand on the podium, acknowledging the finish of a great race, the pride in our hearts is reflected in the eyes of those around us. We must remember that we are not alone. We are on a team. Whether that team is our school, our class, our families, or our community. Here on the podium, we are representative of our own respective teams. We are a conglomeration of gifts, training, dedication, support, and of course, a pinch of talent. So let the pride inside of us shine, and let it be shared with those who have touched us in this great race. In every track meet, the relay race comes first. After, each of us will run our own events. And although we no longer have the power of the red baton in our hands, we feel the might of Camden Hills across our chests, the red and white holding us together, reminding us of unseen strength. Interestingly, the finish line stumbles as the starting line, the end of one race marking the beginning of another. So here we stand at the finish line, at the rise of our next great race. As much as this is a day of celebration, an end we have all worked relentlessly towards, it is, more importantly, the beginning of something bigger. We have reached the finish line of the relay, but we have also reached the starting line of each of our own events. Let us not forget the pain we endured. Let us not forget the feeling of strong hands supporting us when we are too weak to stand, and the warmth in our hearts that is ignited when we wrap our arms around one another, sharing our strength. Now, our relay race is over, and it is time to give back our red baton. We don't need it for our individual events, but other teams, other classes do. Although we let go of the cool power in our hands, our chests will never let go of Camden Hills. Let us take the strength and pride we earned in this relay and put it toward our individual events, turning it into something else to be proud of, something to give back to our team. Today, the red and white strands that once knit together this class will move in different directions, into different communities. Yet, we are still connected. We are supported. We are strong, each fiber reinforcing our strength and our ability to give. I am honored to have the chance to wish every one of you good luck as we stand here with our toes to the starting line. We may not be in the same race, but we are on the same team. I know we will go far. Thank you.
Nice. All right, now I can say anything I want. I'm going to start with a story. Back in 2012, I was driving a bus through an empty parking lot in the outskirts of Chicago. It was the opening night of One Direction's first headlining tour in America, and Corey and I had been hired to be the media bus for the tour. So instead of going to party with the bands at the end of the show, I thought it might be more fun to drive the bus straight into a light post. And that was the moment where I thought I was really going to get punched in the face by Corey. See, not only would we be fired from the damage that we had just done to this vehicle, we were definitely probably going to get sued. Columbia Records had spent about $10,000 to wrap this bus with the gigantic face of Ollie Murs, who was the opening act, and I just punched a hole about the size of a Duchess hound right underneath his nose. So the next tour stop was about a week away. It was in San Diego. The bus was still running, so run was what we did, and we got the hell out of there. 5 days of hard driving west, one forklift, one Russian spy, a coffee can, a broken turbocharger at a point there, and 2 full days of arts and crafts in a Walmart parking lot, and we came up with a fix. Rolling in about a couple minutes before showtime on the set of Good Morning San Diego, we arrived, parked the bus, grabbed our cameras, and pretended nothing had ever happened. And the moral here is things go wrong, and things will go wrong at some point in your lives, and for you guys as well. And the thing is, it's how you face these problems, how you manage to stay a little bit optimistic, look around, what kind of options do you have open to you. This is when second chances come, and when your successes and failures basically are made. So, graduates of 2017, you guys, I want to congratulate you for working as hard as you have the past 4 years through your own successes and your own failures. And parents, faculty, siblings, and friends, all of you have helped with encouragement as well as giving second chances here and there. And as someone who has been here before, I would like you to think again of those second chances and maybe not punish everyone quite so harsh for any mischief that might be managed tonight.
In the height of the Great Recession, Seth, Corey, and myself graduated from college. Thrown into a world with the walls seemingly caving in, we watched friends much smarter than we were search with increasing anxiety for work that would barely pay a living wage. As our own anxiety increased, we were pretty excited that we had found a lucrative career taking tourists around the Boston area on the back of large tricycles for the summer. So there we were, sweating all day, hauling 1,000 pounds of tourist and tricycle, scheming by night, what might we do when the days got colder? And that's the point we decided that our best bet, career-wise, would be to buy an old school bus. The act of doing is the singular way to take charge of your life's path. And for us, our commitment to buy a school bus, paint it neon green, and drive around the country caused waves of problems and opportunities that we're actually still surfing today. Buying the bus was our response to a really confusing situation where we didn't feel like things were working out the way they should have been. We decided to just do something, anything. And as the world gets less predictable, this will be more important for you, too. By the time that I have kids and they make it to high school, they won't need to go to driver's ed. Cars will be driving themselves. It's likely that robots will take 30% of jobs that exist today. By the time that you graduates make it to our age, and I promise that goes by pretty quick. The rate at which progress and some of the issues that come with it is occurring is faster than it's ever been. For all of you graduating today, this is just the reality. You're going to make of it what you will. Success in the coming years will be achieved by those who remain flexible, adapting and continually capitalizing on new opportunities that present themselves as bizarre and short-term as they might seem. And for the parents in the room, it's totally likely that you might not fully understand your child's actions. This too is natural. You can learn from their adaptability, and in all likelihood, benefit from it as well.
I read somewhere that there's no such thing as a meaningless action, regardless of whether that exists in your head or it's spoken out loud, because ultimately everything shapes the outcome. And recently we discovered just how true this really is. In late 2014, I was having What was that?
Caffe?
It's coffee.
Yeah, a cement coffee, okay. In 2014, I was having a coffee with a friend. This joke landed, right. It's 2014, and I was having a cup of coffee with a friend, and she told me that she was going to Cuba. I'd always wanted to go to Cuba, probably because it was off limits to go to Cuba. I asked her when she was going, and she replied, 3 days. I thought about it for about 3 seconds, and 3 days later, I was sweating through my shirt in Havana. I was only there for a few days on my first trip, but I met some local surfers who shared a really cool story with me that I found quite surprising. It really impacted me, and it made me think about some of the things I take for granted in my life. For Cubans, travel in and out of the country is virtually impossible. And with our blockade, even the simplest things are very difficult to come by. One of the surfers told me when they have a surfboard in their hands, that is treasure. When I left, I was absolutely enamored with the Cuban spirit. And when I returned to these guys, we decided we were going to return to Cuba and make a film. When we did, with our new friends, we watched the country begin to transform. Together, we skateboarded behind Obama's motorcade. We sang our lungs out with the Rolling Stones to songs that were once banned in their country. Fidel Castro passed away, and surfing was announced as a future Olympic sport. And in the heart of this great change, together we saw an opportunity to change the mind of their government about surfing. And I'll go back to the initial statement that I made, that no action is meaningless, because when we zoom out, the ripple is quite easy to see. What if that 3-second decision made over coffee leaned a little bit more responsibly? 3 years later, this choice has become one of the most meaningful projects that the three of us have ever worked on together. And maybe more importantly, the Cubans on their side, who had every reason in the world to resent me as an American and as an outsider, they welcomed me into their lives, not as a tourist. They treated me with love and respect. And I'm sure they never expected that that one simple gesture would inspire us to go out on a limb to return. And I'm sure they didn't expect that 3 years down the line, the work that we would do together collectively would land them US visas and living their dreams of surfing the North Shores of Hawaii. But together, we achieved that. And actually, we all fly out to Hawaii together this July, where they'll probably be the first surfers to ever be granted visas for a trip of that nature. Now they're using the videos and the media that we created together to change the future of surfing in their country. And it's crazy to think that all of this is really, when it comes down to it, the result of 3 seconds of decision-making and simply being kind to strangers. And we sometimes think even further back, and if it wasn't for a few teachers here in high school that inspired us and encouraged us to make some silly films in school, I can guarantee that our lives would be nothing like the ones we're living today. The thing is, you never know how things are going to turn out. So thing is, you never know how things are going to turn out, so always give everything your best, is what I was trying to say. Always give everything your best, and always try and be better. Because every day you have opportunities to leave someone feeling better than when you initially met them. And you never know just how far that may go.
So when your job depends on it, you learn to push yourself very hard. From tour buses to slums in Manila, countries on the edge of democracy and ones in the heart of the Ebola crisis, we've had to push ourselves through some very uncomfortable situations, and it's been to explore the roots of why humans do what they do. The wisest and most successful people we've ever met are the ones who make an effort to truly understand other people. They know how to drop their guard. They know to ask questions, and they listen to the answers. The common strength shared by both poor and rich alike is empathy. How do you gain this precious skill? You take an interest in others' lives. These days, when we get home from work or school, we're comforted by this personalized reality. News feeds create silos where our thoughts are amplified by others who agree with us. And this is not the real world. Look around the room. You may not all share the same beliefs, but we are here together celebrating this accomplishment of getting here to this point. Everyone has had struggles and successes, and moments where you thought you might not make it. It's the human journey we all share in common. And no matter what the color of our skin, our status, or who we love, you need to remember, there are similarities here, and when you leave this room, those don't go away. Division happens when we don't respect one another. Respect begins with understanding, and understanding begins with empathy. Our work has proven to us that admitting you might not be right allows you to surround yourself with others who know much better than you do. And so, class of 2017, and you parents as well, I challenge you to seek out people who are different than yourselves. At the very least, your lives will become a little bit more interesting.
When we were 18, we never would have guessed that this is how our lives would look at 30. I went to school for environmental studies, Corey for finance. But this is it. Most days, we ride skateboards to the office and make a living pointing cameras at stuff. Were there times along the way that we questioned everything? More than we can count. Do we wish we were making more money? Sure, doesn't everyone? But are we living our own dream? Yeah, I think we are. For all of you, your journey is just beginning. And you have the unique ability to define your destination and the route you take to get there. Just as everything has changed for us since high school, it will change for you, and faster. It's important to have goals of what you want, but don't fight change, embrace it. Use it to your advantage. Continue to do what feels good, do what makes you uncomfortable, and at the very least, just do something. And so on that note, we're gonna do something to close out here that might be uncomfortable for some. And I want everyone in the room that's able to stand up.
Strum as well.
You in the Strom and you live streaming on Facebook, you can do that as well too. And I want you to lose yourself a little bit on this. You're here to graduate or celebrate someone who is, and no one's gonna hold you down for getting excited now. We're gonna do a Hawaiian call-in response that's been passed down over the generations. It's a blessing of good passage, a wishing of sunny skies for the future. Everyone's gonna repeat after me. I don't know if I've ever done something. We'll see how this works with such a big room. I'm excited for the opportunity ahead. You're gonna repeat after me and follow the hand motions. And if you need any cues, Seth and Corey are gonna be on your mark. You ready? Who's ready? Ook, Alea. Aperatika tumba. Amaza, maza, maza. Ooh, alaway, alawalawaya. Ook, Alea. Aperatika tumba. Amaza, maza, maza. Ooh, alaway, alawalawaya. Ook, Alea. Aperatika tumba. Amaza, maza, maza. Ooh, alaway, alawalawaya. Ooh, Alea. Aperatika tumba. Amaza, maza, maza. Ooh, alaway, Alea. Aperatika tamba. Amaza, maza, maza. Ooh, alaway, alawa, alaway.
Congratulations, class of 2017. Have a good night, everybody.
I don't think so. Maybe they turn it on.
Olivia Hallett. Michaela Faith Smith. Samantha Marie Layton. Kelsey Marie Merrill. Amy Elizabeth Cummings. Jane Elin Cummings. Peyton Elizabeth Johnson. Emma Cecilia Brownowell. Jack Albert Moody. Liliana Mary Bonarigo. Molly Margaret Mann. Kaylee Bernier. Grace Elizabeth Underhill. Jenna Michelle Taylor. Lucy LeBeau Hayward. Jacob Daniel Hill. Caitlin Claire McKenna. Mariah Faye Bleemaster. Sarah Elizabeth Schaefer. Zoe Lilia Zwecker. Quinn Sarah Bunting. Lucy Renee Heel. Emily Margaret Bowen. Esme Atkins Power.
Eliza Robinson. Gabe Wright. Erica Nicole Durkee. Althea Mae Gibbons. Ginny Grace Larita. Emily Jane Morse. Kate Sarah Hodgson. Emily Marie Blackwell. Abigail Marie Howe. Charlotte Eleanor Messer. Laura Kazmaju. Connor James Donovan. Kitisak J. Claypong. Renaissance Christina Lyman. Roxana Madalena Lodge. Arami Britos. Isabel Rose Guthines. Maya Ray Hansen. Isabel Grace Gimmelwitz. Grace Olson. Kara Elizabeth York. Kieran Richard Leiden. Hannah Marie Galkowski. Rebecca Jane Shade.
Carson Morgan Pavlich. Mallory Marie Karen. Aaron Ramsey Dowd. Natalie Ann Kunzinger. Rebecca Zimmerman Westbrook. Kara Nicole Roback. Anna Carol Christie. Gabriel Nicole Marie Prue. Gavin Blair Boyd. Joshua Robert French. Joa Braden Welt. Rachel Bauer. Clara Marie McGarren. Perrin Eve Ganter. Andrew Gross. Cornelius J. Russell. Mariah Lee Dozehook. Christian Clyde Gill. Jade Alexandra Hazard. Jesse Piper Goodale. Mara Alexis Dosty. Madeline Grace Wickenden. Bryn Adele Anderson. Jade Emily Densmore.
Morgan Paul Mercier. Peyton Antoine Young. William Everett Davey. Nicholas Joseph Camilleri. Riley Schechter. Louis Horton Ignatius Larita. Max Ruswick. Jorgen Kehoe Onstenson. Julia Elizabeth Holt. Ruby Ruth Iannelli. Tyler Moran Bilodeau. Austin Laurent Egan.
Right?
Emily June Kessel. Emma Winslow Tropany. Nicholas Johnson. Dawson Cole Lane. Craig Curtis. Sam Novak. Zachary Collins. Isaac Kastner Hall. Connor Jacob Cohen Davis. Nicholas William Doran. Calvin Ross Cameron. Devin Ralph Vangel.
Preston Ames. Creed Christopher Griffin. Garrison Angus Look. Nicholas Richard Leclerc. Alaric Jordan Beal. Alexis Camille Rosahegi. Quinn Alice Kelly. Samuel Feener. Logan James Maddox. Tucker David Patton. Desmond Cayuette. Jackson Taylor Moores. Josiah Samuel Cruel. Bradley Nutt Spear. Tom Lander Libby. Caden Pierce Harrison Billiot. Thomas Riggins. Maxwell John Pushaw. Isaac Potter. Colby Thompson Aru. Gerald Daniel Pushaw. Haley Simmons. Brian Gunn.
Drew Rhodes. Wade James Reynolds. McKenna Thomas. Abigail Parker Chamberlain. Caleb Harrison Loveweb. Emma Van Orsdal. Nicholas Perry Stewart. Zachary Logan Davis. Ryan Andrew Shields. Clay Mitchell. Morgan Ford. Cabian Dale Gardner Pratt. Thomas Allen Axelson. Madison Hadley Jordan. Ocean Winges. Marley Vickery O'Neill. Matthew James Morse. Mason Mahonen. Seth Young. Owen Hilt. C. Wilson McKay. Logan Milo Mullican.
Parents, staff, friends, and family, I am pleased to present to you the Camden Hills Regional High School class of 2017.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce next year's senior class president, Noah Hydorn. Being a class officer means a lot of things. It means showing up to meetings more often than you would like to, and posting on your class Facebook page more often than your classmates would like you to. It means begging your parents to spend hours upon hours hot gluing together a cardboard archway for a secret garden-themed prom, and needing the self-control to move hundreds of boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts without opening a single one. This position comes with a lot of responsibility, and many moments when you will wonder why you even ran for it in the first place. But believe me when I say that it is completely worth it in the end. Holding a position in class office is so much more than the fundraisers we plan, the music videos we try, and sometimes fail, to make, and our collective decision to remedy our previous Spirit Week losses by going all out this year. Noah, being a class officer means that you've been presented with an opportunity to appreciate your classmates more than you ever thought possible, and I hope that you take full advantage. The group of people behind me, some who I have known since before kindergarten, and others who I've been lucky enough to meet further along the way, is unlike any other. They are brilliant and athletic and creative and embarrassing and frustrating and wonderful and everything in between, and I would not trade my time here with them for the world. Whether it was being awestruck by Jackson's rapping talent, amazed at Caleb's willingness to present himself in a raunchy trash bag outfit, complete with a leash, or slightly embarrassed to be seen in public with Perrin and Connor Russell as they shared their enthusiasm for the great American steak and buffet with the world of Facebook Live. This class has never failed to brighten my day in the most surprising ways. I know that you will come, if you have not already, to appreciate your peers the same way that I appreciate mine, holding a class officer position your senior year. The junior class has trusted you enough to lead them in making a positive mark on a school community that has provided you all with so much, and I have all the confidence in the world that you will do this successfully.
This rite of passage marks an important transition in your high school career, and it is such an honor to stand up here with you. From one officer to another, here is my advice to you for leading your classmates through senior year. Laugh with them until your stomachs hurt at the ridiculous things they do while hypnotized. Cheer with them during musicals and playoff soccer games until you lose your voice. Skip school with them on a random day in March to go to a trampoline park. Collaborate with them on AP Calculus and Super Spanish because you will not survive without them. Take candid pictures often. Arrive at their houses with balloons and cake when they are accepted to their dream school. And show up with vanilla-flavored seltzer water and Ben & Jerry's ice cream when they need you most. Surprise them. Be surprised by them. Give second chances, because everybody has a bad day or week or month. Be patient with them. Empathize when they are stressed, and be there for them unconditionally, because the opportunity your classmates have given you is very special and will forever change the way that you see them. Enjoy every moment with them, because before you know it, you will be standing up here, excited to launch into the life ahead of you, yet wanting to hold on to a piece of the past, a foundation that your classmates have created for you. Do your job for the sake of your peers, and do it well. But most of all, feel honored that they have chosen you to represent them. Because if your classmates are anything like the group of people sitting behind me, they are truly unforgettable. Congratulations, Noah.
For 148 days, I was not a Camden Hills student. I was a part of the American Pacific High School in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam during my sophomore year. What drove me to this adventure, I can never understand. However, as the plane jolted against the pavement and we took our first breath of humid Vietnamese air, my travel partner Laura and I could only imagine how nervous we were that our adventure had just begun. Within the first few weeks of my and Laura's adventure, we endured what our principal warned us as the good, the bad, and the ugly. Between the continuous desire to sleep in our own beds, the painful nights hunched over the toilet from food poisoning, and the endless heat and cockroaches that made it feel like we were in their dorm, all we could think of is how crazy this adventure was. In the worst of these moments, Laura or I would drape a small linen blanket over our shoulders and would exclaim that everything will be all right. That linen blanket, which was embellished with blue clouds and resided at the foot of my cheap nylon bed, always made time stop in those bad or ugly moments. We both knew that whenever the linen blanket was out, we had to stop our adventure and realize how we can make better of this situation. Don't get me wrong, we met some amazing people and had an unforgettable experience. However, when coming back and thankfully putting away that blanket and the memories that were sewn within its stitches, I can never forget how it would seize time and erase the days that were crossed off from our countdown calendar that hung from our dormitory wall. Although our 148 days in Vietnam tested my sense of adventure, my 552 days at Camden Hills tried my ability to overcome failure with success. Being Camden Hills graduates, we must acknowledge all the challenges and tests that led us to accomplishing such a great feat. Shane Koik-Zan, a famous poet and TED talker, once said, "While the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope." These past 4 years represent our journey on that tightrope, with every day marking another step towards this night, and the class of 2017 was restless in trying to walk across it. This tightrope, however, forced us into a position where some of us may fall. It was a balancing act between school, social life, family, and jobs. This tightrope tested us and tried our balance, and sometimes one of us did stumble, but the hands of our peers always reached out and never let us see the ground, even though we knew it was there. As we stand here tonight, we have crossed that tightrope and are now Camden Hills graduates. Every student sitting behind me tonight leaves with their own linen blanket draped around all of our shoulders, for those times when we need to know everything will be all right. Now, with our diplomas in our hand and our tassels sitting on the left side of our caps, I understand that those doors and those cascading red and white balloons are taunting us with their celebratory significance.
Memories are waiting to be made in the cafeteria next to us, and although they are one pomp and circumstance away, please know that time has stopped. Another tightrope lies ahead of us, but before we take our first steps, we must realize that this moment is the last moment for the class of 2017 to be together. So before we jump on our individual tightropes, please feel the linen blanket that Camden Hills has draped around us. As our friends and family look upon our faces, this will be the last time we sit together as a class. The product of everything will be all right sits behind me tonight. Thank you.
Graduation.